So I wanted to talk a little bit. This is an inaugural event. This is the first time we've done it. I think the success says it will not be our last, which is great. And we were thinking about giving an award. Committee of 70 doesn't typically do that. And in thinking about the type of award we wanted to give and to whom, we had a lot of conversations. We said we want inspirational leadership, someone with integrity and a track record a mile long of accomplishments and acts of service to Philadelphia and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And I think it would be almost like a movie to tell you how it went, but almost unanimously, Judy von Seldeneck, her name was absolutely, so we are just absolutely thrilled to honor her for her service to Philadelphia, to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and especially to the Committee of 70. I've been at the Committee of 70 for over 4 years now, and I can tell you that the majority of our board meetings after the financial report, someone stops and says, my goodness, what a long way we've come since the days where board members were bringing their own lunch or chipping into a hat in the center of the table. And the primary goal was to support the institution so that it didn't collapse, so it didn't go bankrupt. We recently received an $800,000 grant from the William Penn Foundation, which is the largest in our history. Yes, thank you. And a large part of our success was due to Judy's leadership. She made our opening events a success, getting sponsorships and inviting people. She chaired the search committee for Zach Stallberg and then for David Thornburg, whose leadership allowed the institution to survive to the 118-year-old institution it is today. And I have just been so in awe of her leadership and inspired by that. Judy also is a co-founder of the Forum of Executive Women, and I know we have a lot of members of the forum here today too. I'm happy to chair the public sector leadership, where we are actively trying to recruit women to run for office to answer the call that you heard earlier. Yes, more of that, please, yes. And I'm also thrilled to report that the board of the Committee of 70 is now comprised of 50% women. Judy also played a phenomenal role in bringing these women into our institution to take this leadership role, and we are better for it. Judy also chaired our Buckholz Fellowship Program, which Al spoke of earlier. We have several Buckholz Fellows, past and present, here today, to create a pipeline of future leaders. And I think that's something you'll see in throughout Judy's career. From when she was a pioneer in the search industry, Judy has identified and placed senior-level executive talent across the country for more than 4 decades. A born and bred North Carolinian, she began her career as an executive assistant to former Senator Walter Mondale, you may have heard of him, on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. She relocated to Philadelphia in the 70s and joined a small firm that specialized in finding temporary jobs for women. She bought out her partners in 1974, like the boss that she is, and set out to build Diversified Search into one of the largest and most respected search firms in the nation. Under her leadership, Diversified Search grew to more than $100 million in revenue in 11 offices and ranked by Forbes magazine as one of the top 5 firms in the United States. She's actively served on numerous public and private boards and has been a lifelong champion of the advancement of women regionally and nationally. Judy was, as I mentioned, one of the founders of the Forum, which has grown into the largest association of female executive women in Greater Philadelphia with more than 500 members. We certainly aren't the first to honor her, but I hope this award will take its rightful place among your many, many others. Also, I don't know if anyone has realized recently that Judy created the JVS Philadelphia Fund for Women to assist women-led enterprises to mature and grow by providing a source of capital to women growth enterprises, leveraging the experience of established women leaders to provide consulting and advisory services and connecting women CEOs to resources to accelerate their growth. I'm sensing a theme here, right? Judy's leadership and connections, and eye for talent, and investments in things that she believes in is remarkable, and we're thrilled to award her today. The city, region, and Commonwealth are better for your work, Judy, and your enthusiasm and commitment is remarkable and why we have chosen to honor you with our Civic Leadership Award today.
Not often that I'm a little lost for words, but thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Committee of 70. What a wonderful program from Martina and Joanne, and how proud are we to have women like you at your tender young age kicking butt up there in the state legislature. So you keep it up, girls. You know, I think one of the things, where's Leslie Miller? Leslie and I have spent a long time raising money. Where are you, Leslie? For women candidates. She's richer than I am, and she lives over there on the main line, and she raises gobs of money, but I'm over here in Chestnut Hill, and we do our best, but we love to raise money for women running for public office. I remember we had an event, my daughter-in-law is here with me, Shannon. We had a fundraiser at the house for Amy Klobuchar. Nobody really heard much about her. This was in the early stages. And I think we raised $130,000. We had 60 people, and it was just mind-boggling. But everybody was so excited about, a strong woman candidate that really, we felt like had a chance to win, but don't count her out. But back to the Committee of 70, I'll never forget way back in 2000, early 2000, I got a call from Keen Butcher, who was then the chair of, right, Marilyn? You were involved then, weren't you? Yeah. Saying, could you come help this Committee of 70? It is a disaster. And it is about to go under. It has no money, no leadership, and it's really important. And I said, what's the name of that organization? I hadn't even heard of it. But he was my neighbor in Chestnut Hill, and he was a great guy, so we got together, and sure enough, it was a disaster. And first of all, money. So I got David Cohen and Dan Fitzpatrick and Leslie, a bunch of us, in our tin cup, and we went around to the corporate community saying, this is an organization that absolutely has to survive. And that's the thing about the boys here in Philadelphia. I've been here a long time working with them, and when it really comes to important things, they fork up and they do the right thing. I mean, who would have ever thought that a woman could come to Philadelphia back in the 70s and be able to build a business that is the largest woman-owned, founded, retained search firm in the world. And by the way, we have a new CEO, Aileen Alexander, 46 years old. Stand up, Aileen. I want y'all to call her now. She's awesome. And but it all happened here, and there was a wonderful business community that really, underneath it all, they've really been very supportive of us. So. And I think the Committee of 70 is a great example of that. And so we were able to get some money and get some good leadership, and we had some really fun people on the board. Marilyn Cutler, who's always been, a major leader, Diane Simmons, and of course Leslie, and I'm sure I'm leaving people out, but we all kind of got together and spoke up and got energized, and it's just been a real leader in this community. And this forum today, this Women in Public Leadership, I just think this is an awesome. Congratulations to you all for doing this, and I hope you keep it up. And there's a real opportunity, I think, in today's world for women. There've always been windows of opportunities for the past. I hate to have to say numbers because I was not. And starting to relate to my age, which I've lied about for 40 years, so but can't do it anymore. But I want to be an inspiration to the older generation. That's the new thing I'm going to. But anyway, I think there's just a real opportunity now for women in particular, and no matter if it's business or politics or education, you name it. And I haven't seen it like this ever. And so I think that we really need to stick together here. And when I was coming along, like Molly Shepard, my dearest friend back there, talk about an incredible leader. Let's give it to Molly. Of course, she got her start at Diversified Search, but then she went on to SOAR. And then her daughter almost, won Congress. Ashley back here, you're going again, girl. But, I think that that there is a real opportunity now, and women are sticking together, and we're there for each other. And it does take money, and women have got a lot of money nowadays, and women have more power than they realize. They are in really powerful positions in corporate America and in the political world and in education. I mean, look at the University of Pennsylvania is about to get its second woman president. Hello. And but I don't think women realize just, the power and influence that they've got now. But there's an awakening, and it's this younger generation here. She's only 32, she told me. I thought, what? And, it's just wonderful to see that, we as women are realizing our potential, but we're sticking together and we're doing what we have to do to get the job done. And that's really got to continue. And, because at the end of the day, it's all about who's on the bus with you. And you got to have the same passion. You got to have the same mission. You got to have the same values, integrity, and character. And most of all, you got to have each other's back as women. And I've been very fortunate to have been on the bus with the right people for 40-some years. So, and a whole lot of them were women. Here's one here, Leslie Mazza, 40 years. She and I have been on the bus together. So anyway, I'm long-winded. I get all carried away when it's talking about women, but this really means a lot to me. I appreciate it so much. And, I hope that there are a whole lot more of these that we can give out for a whole lot more years. But this is a wonderful organization. It deserves our support. And, you guys, it's great to see you too. But, this is sort of the women. But, let's go for it. Thank you.